Okay, we are now recording. And for everybody who is just going to be watching this, this is kind of our special Halloween broadcast. I am broadcasting live from the homeless camp after a serious dispute over my broken down camper that was stolen last week. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to defend your turf. So I'm Harvey the Hobo today, joined with our previous guest, Matt, who has so graciously put together a skit involving myself, Corey, and Celeste. And tonight we are going to, as a special Halloween kind of recording. So we are actually recording this earlier, but you guys will be watching it, I guess, starting on Halloween. And this will be our broadcast for the night. So we will read through we've already read through it. Excuse me. So basically, right. So the way this works is Matt put together a skit for us, and then we all had to voice act our parts. And Matt has so graciously gone through and combined everything and kind of put it all together. So all of our read parts will be played live. So we're going to go through and hear how it all sounds and who's got the absolute worst voice acting. Probably this hobo right here. And it's gonna be me. How this, we'll find out how it all has come together and hear it for the first time. Then we'll go through and discuss it. And then we'll go through and listen to it one more time with commentary. So tonight, sit back, relax. This is not a live broadcast for those who are just watching it. This is just our fun Halloween special that we are doing because it happens to fall on Sunday this month and or this year. And so this is kind of our treat to you guys. So having said that, Matt Viklund, by the way, for those who are wondering who Matt is, take it away and tell us what we got going on here.
I apologize for not dressing up. It's just my everyday look, I'm afraid.
Just busy out burying bodies in the backyard,
Everyone's got to have a hobby, you know what I'm saying?
Either that or he's just crying a lot and his mascara is running.
That's true. I had a bit of a session earlier. My guy liner was running a little bit.
Ooh, I like guys with guy liner.
I know.
Of course.
A little guy liner and some mascara. It's awesome.
Man glam.
I don't know about the mascara, but I'll take a little guy liner on that.
How about man glam? Come on.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let me know.
So to share the screen, what are we getting? We got a cover.
Ooh, here we go.
We have a movie portrayal thing. Look at that.
Something. So
I look angry.
Matt, you are awesome. This is going to be so fun. I'm going to be so embarrassed, but it's going to be so much fun.
Okay, so the fun part is
I'll ask you guys to mute your microphones.
Okay, one thing before we mute. In the comment section of this video, when it goes live on Facebook and YouTube, please put on there who the absolute worst voice actor is, because we've got a running poll, and whoever is the worst has to buy everybody else like Tootsie Rolls or something. I don't know.
It is so going to be me.
I'm guessing it's going to be me. It was pretty bad. So
they're going to be like, "Wow, he's an overactor." Worse than Jim Carrey.
I was just laughing. I couldn't do anything serious. I just was laughing through it all. So
please listen to it all the way through. There might be some cringe factor going on here, but please keep listening. So having given that disclaimer, I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone. Matt, it's all you. Take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Betrayal on Zeta Max 3. I, the vicar, know many strange tales. I know the secret fears that lurk in the depths of men's hearts, the exquisite pains of unbridled appetites, the sordid thoughts that linger long into the night. Tonight, a tale of betrayal in the distant stars. Corey, Everett, and Celeste, the three-member crew of an ill-fated science expedition, have touched down on the planet Zeta Max 3 to study the local plant life. An altercation erupts when a heated conversation reveals Corey's secret carnal desires.
Oh, you shot me! Oh my gosh, you shot me!
Yeah, just like you were about to shoot me. How long have you been planning this? Getting me out in the middle of nowhere and putting a hole through my chest? How long? And wipe that stupid grin off your face, or I'll paint the plants with your brains next.
When did you figure it out?
What? You've been trying to drive a wedge between me and Celeste? You think I'm stupid or something?
I was starting to wonder. Not gonna lie. It's not like I've been trying to hide it. Not lately, anyway.
I thought you were my friend.
And I thought you were a lousy shot. Or was this just lucky?
Everett covers his face with his hand. There have been little hints here and there. He had hoped that it would resolve itself, that his girlfriend, Celeste, would put an end to it, but instead, here he was, standing in an alien forest with his mortally wounded best friend.
Well, what now, buddy? You gonna off me and leave me to rot on this godforsaken mudball of a planet? And then run back to your goddess girlfriend and tell her what a big man you are, huh?
You're a traitor, Corey. I can't trust you anymore. I don't know what you tried to do if I dragged your butt back to the
Come
truck.
on, be a man for once. Honestly, I don't even know what she sees in you, you pathetic weak.
Everett watches in horror as one of the alien plants suddenly attaches itself to Corey's exposed flesh. Thousands of tiny spores begin tunneling their way into his body. Corey thrashes about with a wild, desperate look in his eye.
Kill me! It's inside me! I can feel it crawling through my veins! It's inside me! Do you hear me? Kill me! Do it! Do it!
Everett stands in shock for a moment before Corey's frantic cries finally register. Without further hesitation, he levels his blaster pistol at his former friend and pulls the trigger. The top of Corey's head turns into a fine mist and his body relaxes. Everett's hand trembles slightly as it returns his sidearm to his holster.
You idiot.
Well, Everett, what will you do now? What will Celeste think of you when she learns that you killed the man she was going to leave you for? Perhaps you should just tell her that the plants got him, that it was all a terrible accident. She will act shocked when you tell her. Perhaps she'll even cry a little. You might as well get it over with. The faster she gets over him, the faster she'll get back in love with you.
Come in, Celeste. Celeste, come in. Hey, are you out there? Can you hear me?
Hey, handsome. How's the exploratory expedition coming? You boys finding any specimens to catalog?
Is it true? Were you and Corey going to get together and stab me in the back or shoot me in the back?
What? Everett, what are you talking about?
You and Corey. What, do you think I didn't know? You think I'm an idiot?
Okay, look, you know him, the way he is. I've been trying to let him down gently, but he's been getting more and more aggressive as of late. I was actually going to come talk to you about it after the mission was over.
Yeah, well, he's dead. He tried to draw on me and I shot him.
What did you say?
You heard me. He's dead, Celeste. He's dead, and you and I need to talk.
So, now you've done it, Everett. You've confronted Celeste about her involvement with Corey. You can't tell if she's being sincere or not, but that doesn't matter at the moment. The sounds of movement in the forest behind you catches your attention.
I hear something. Now what?
You turn your gaze to see the shambling corpse of your now dead friend, Corey. Vines have sprung from the stump of his missing arm and from the top of his head. His human arm reaches toward you, his fingers outstretched. Your waking nightmare starts now.
What in the hell? Celeste, we've got a problem.
I know we do. We do need to talk.
No, not that. Corey's back. Or his body is anyways. I don't know. I don't know how.
What?
Yeah, it's jerking around like it's trying to learn how to walk again or something. He's like a demon straight out of hell.
I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm going to put him or it down again.
No!
Everett fires his blaster over and over again. The blaster bolts leave large holes in the monstrosity's body, but it does little to slow Corey's advance. The indicator on the side of Everett's weapon suddenly starts to blink.
Damn, overheated. Celeste, come in. If you can hear me, warm up the dropship engines. We're leaving now.
The sound of more vines erupting from the remains of Corey's dead flesh is enough to make Everett sick to his stomach. The shadows on the ground tell him that the horrible plant zombie is getting closer. Closer. Run, Everett. They're almost upon you. Run.
No.
Where you going, buddy?
No.
If I can't help you.
A flood of laser fire suddenly fills the air all around them. Celeste, mounted on a heavily armored motorcycle, comes roaring into view. The cycle's twin Gatling lasers dispense their deadly payload. She skids to a stop as the last vestiges of their former friend and crewmate dissolve into a smoldering pile of goo.
Come on, get on, hurry!
Everett slides into the seat behind the beautiful woman. His hands still tremble slightly as they wrap around her narrow waist. She revs the engine as all of the plant life around them springs to life.
Hold on!
Disturbed soil sprays all over the alien greenery as its viney tendrils reach after them. They are safe for now.
What was that?
That was Corey, or what was left of him anyway.
The fauna on this planet feeds on flesh?
Look out!
A large flower with a great toothy maw rises out of the dirt in front of the fleeing pair. Celeste sets her jaw and engages the armored cycle's Gatling lasers once again.
Not today, monster.
Celeste smiles as part of the plant monster turns to a fine green mist before her eyes. She feels Everett's grip tighten around her midriff.
That's my girl.
Well done, Everett. You can feel your connection with Celeste strengthening as you survive each of these dangerous little encounters together. Soon she will have forgotten all about your former best friend. You've got her all to yourself again. That is until a small orb is lobbed your way from the forest around you. It explodes on the ground directly in front of you, sending both you and Celeste sprawling on the ground.
Are you okay?
Everett is slow to recover. He groans and reaches for Celeste to help him back to his feet.
Oh, put on your big boy panties. Look sharp. This planet is trying to kill us.
I'm good. Let's go. Another 100 yards. Another 100 yards and we're safe.
Look out!
Another orb is lobbed from the alien forest. It lands behind them and explodes just as the pair are able to run out of the blast radius.
This place sucks.
Just run!
Another man-eating flower explodes out of the ground in front of them. The pair draw their blasters in unison and begin blowing holes in the fiendish fauna. It sags back to the ground as its life force drains away.
Incoming! Move, Everett!
Yet another orb lands at the pair's feet. Celeste shoves Everett to the side, but is caught in the blast before she can escape. Her body is flung through the air and lands in the spiky remains of the now dead man-eating flower. Her face is a mask of pain as she plucks the thorns from her arms and legs.
Celeste, are you okay?
I think so. It just burns a little. I'll be all right.
Come on. We'll have the virtual medic look you over when we get back to the ship. Hurry!
Everett's lungs burn as he charges forward, sprinting to reach the dropship before more of the planet's fauna tries to end him. Finally reaching the ship's exterior entrance, he manages to punch in his access code. The heavy metal doors slide open.
We made it, Celeste.
He looks over his shoulder, expecting to see his girlfriend smiling at him. The look on her face validating that he is the one true love of her life. Instead, however, he turns to see Celeste lying face down in the dirt some 20 yards behind him.
Celeste.
What are you going to do, Everett? You were so sure you had beaten this planet. You were so sure that you and Celeste were safe now. What are you going to do?
Celeste!
Everett sprints to Celeste's side and lifts her into his arms with a grunt. She's heavier than he remembers. It must be her environment suit. He stumbles back toward the dropship, his heart feeling as though it's about to burst out of his chest. They make it to the door. It slides closed behind them. Soft scratching sounds come through the metal as the evil plants begin assaulting their refuge.
Okay, we're all right now. We're okay. Hey, Google.
Yes, Captain.
Emergency launch. Override. Bravo, Oscar, Oscar, Bravo, Sierra. Execute.
Acknowledged.
The ship's engines hum, then roar to life. Everett stumbles into the lift, Celeste still hanging limp in his arms. The pair are quickly whisked to the ship's primary deck. A small enclosed medical bay sits off to the side. The doors open as they approach. Everett gently places Celeste onto the examining table.
Okay. Here we go. Hey, Google.
Yes, Captain.
Activate virtual medic. Full scan and automatic tissue repair. Execute.
Acknowledged.
A red light from above reminds Everett that he must step out of the enclosure before the automated scans can commence. The doors seals themselves behind him as he steps back onto the primary deck. The medical bay is bathed in green light now as medical arms begin scanning Celeste's near-dead body.
Come on, baby, fight. Live. You can do this.
Unknown matter detected. Additional diagnosis required.
What? What does that even mean?
Disinfecting local area. Please stand by.
The medical chamber begins to fill with a thick chemical spray. Celeste's body quickly disappears from view.
What's happening in there?
Error. Unknown matter detected. Additional diagnosis required. Error.
Something moves in the mist. Is it Celeste? Or is it something else?
Error.
The computer is suddenly cut off. Something has just accessed the manual override.
Celeste? Celeste, honey, is that you?
No one responds, Everett. Did you rescue her in time? Or is this simply your final failure?
Celeste!
The door to the medical chamber suddenly slides open. Chemical fog comes billowing out, followed by a familiar-looking blonde woman wrapped in a brilliant white robe.
Celeste. Ah, baby, I was so scared. Look, I thought I lost you. I thought I was all alone again. I am so sorry for what I said earlier. I don't know what happened between you and Corey. And honestly, I don't care. Whatever transpired, we can work through it together. All right, baby? We'll do it together.
Of course we will, darling. We've left that awful prison of a planet now. We're free.
Yeah, we're free. For sure.
The couple stands together, embracing as the ship's engines continue to roar. The vessel manages to reach escape velocity, and soon the planet begins to slowly shrink behind them. In a few hours, they will dock with the primary science vessel and rejoin the main fleet. the last surviving vestiges of the once proud human race. Perhaps the data salvaged from the disaster on Zeta Max 3 will aid in our efforts to find and colonize a new planet. Or perhaps not. Good night. Betrayal at Zeta Max 3, starring Corey Hubbert, Celeste Miller, and Everett Ulbricht. Written, recorded, directed, edited, and narrated by Matt Viklund. Music taken from the YouTube free audio library. Sound effects from freesound.org. The Google AI voice was generated from text-to-speech at ttsmp3.com. This has been a Matt Viklund production. Copyright 2021.
There we have it.
Wow.
Oh gosh, that was awesome.
That was good. Way to go, Matt.
Matt, that seriously blew me away. That was
Yeah, that was fantastic. Except for some really crappy voice acting on my part, but the rest of it was really, really good.
It wasn't
I
for
totally
Matt.
take the award for the worst actress.
No.
Actor. Oh, are you serious? Oh yeah, no, I win for sure.
You know, I'll say this, like going through now, because it's really difficult when you have just like the script and then you're trying to like read these lines and you're trying to figure out like, okay, how does this, like, what is really going on in the scene? So listening through it, the whole thing, and hearing like some of the ways I like read stuff, I'm like, yeah, I would have totally read that differently if I had to do it again.
Yeah, I think what's
Do it when you're doing
like,
it, just sitting in a booth with a director, and you're trying to understand what the director is trying to get from you, because it's my job to have all of it kind of in my head for the, you know, what mood I want you guys to give me and whatever.
But don't these guys, like, normally when they're reading parts, like let's say they're doing an animated cartoon, they'll have the cartoon playing in front of them, right? Like, I think I remember seeing Robin Williams doing like the genie voice or something, and he's like watching it on like some screen in front of him while he's like doing the voice acting for it. So at that point, he knows exactly like what's going on, you know?
No.
Are you sure? I could have swore I saw.
Actually not correct.
All right, I'll have to look and see, because I swear one
different kinds of animation, right? There's where you're doing dubs from animation from other countries like anime and such. And there you do have the anime playing in front of you when you're trying to match the lip flaps and stuff, and that's part of the discipline. But anything that's created in North America, the actors actually read all of the lines first, and then based on their performance, the animators take that and they draw around it essentially.
So it's backwards, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, because I think what for me, what was interesting is that we spent all that time, like he kept saying, "Oh no, sound more gargly, sound more like," and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna sound. And then you're like, no, sound like you're dying, and then you're really mad at Everett at the same time, and it's like, that's hard to do. So I'm like, oh, I'm dying, but I hate your guts.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard on you. Come on.
No, you weren't hard on me, but I remember you going, okay, a little more of this, a little more of that.
Yeah.
It was like more cowbell. I was like, more cowbell, please.
Oh, that was so fun. But dang, I would do it differently. But I could see now, Matt, what you were trying to get from I was just so uncomfortable. I'm like, this is the oddest thing I've ever done in my life. And then having to redo the same thing like over and over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, I'm obviously not getting this right because he's making me say it again. But I can see it now. Yeah.
I just
sounds like I'm reading lines and not acting is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I remember like he was saying like, okay, so now you have a plant that took over your body. Now you have to speak like the plant doesn't know how a human speaks. So I'm like, well, that's kind of odd. So I'm like, okay, like, so, you know, the voice will go up and down, no control over my voice. And so he's like, you got to do something like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard.
I know. And he'd give like perfect examples. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could mimic that because that sounds pretty cool.
I'm like, okay, so an alien that doesn't know how to control my body. So like, do you want me to burp and fart too?
You
Like
guys
a
did
baby,
great.
just pat him on the back.
That would have been great. It'd be like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just say, like, going through, there was a couple times when I would like, well, actually several times where I'd read the line or something and I'm like, okay, I feel like if I'm going to naturally say this, like I'm going to have a little bit of time or pause. And then Matt would say like, okay, let's do that, but faster now. Like you're taking too long reading these lines. And then it just felt rushed. So yeah, but I'll tell you this, Matt, you've got a very good talent for bringing this all together, and the sound effects and the music. I wasn't expecting anything like that. I thought it was just going to be basically a reading.
You know what would be really cool, Matt, is if you started a YouTube channel and like you got like just average Joes to just do what you did. Like if you did that like once a month or once every 2 months and you just hosted like you bring on a grandma, you bring on like, some immigrant from Africa with a thick accent, and you just like made like this whole like show out of like just strangers that never met each other. I think that would be awesome. People would watch that channel. They're like, oh, I want to see what Matt did with these guys.
See what he's created. I think he needs to do chapter 2 of Zeta Max and bring you back, Corey.
Oh, that's true. Well, Celeste somehow, I think maybe Celeste and Corey are a hybrid now.
Oh yeah.
Everett's been sleeping with his balls.
I think I'm definitely more like you, Corey, than I am Everett by the end of that. That's for sure.
Okay, so there is one like thing about the plot that I was a little confused about. How did I miss Celeste at the end with her robotic voice? Just be like, okay, yeah, everything's cool. Like, no big deal. You sound completely weird and strange, but no big deal. Everything's cool now. We're good.
I'm afraid your character's not that bright, Everett. That's kind of the crux.
Okay, are we talking my character or are we talking real life here? I mean, kind of same thing.
Of course, come on.
There. I think what's funny is that I think that's a perfect metaphor for Flameless, because Everett almost lost Celeste to another guy, and now Everett's going to ignore all red flags to keep her.
That's right. Even if I sound like a robot that's been taken over by
a robotic plant thing. He's like, I don't care, Celeste, never leave me.
Well, a hybrid plant zombie mutant is like better than nothing, I guess, right? When you're lost in space.
Exactly,
It's so lonely.
Have you ever seen that movie Interstellar?
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
I know Celeste hasn't, so I'm not even gonna bother asking her.
Stop.
But there's a scene where so they have to go down to this planet, and they're gonna be there on the planet for like what is an hour or two or something. But because of like the way the rotation of the planet or whatever,
it was the black hole.
The guy who's waiting for them up in the ship, it's going to be 40 years for him, but only like an hour or two for the people down below. And I'm like, oh my gosh, could you imagine sitting up in a ship for 40 years waiting for somebody? And when they take off, knowing like, hey, I guess I'll see you in about 40 years, right? Like, oh, yeah, good luck. Like by then you're just like totally crazy. And like, yeah, I guess at that point, a mutant plant hybrid person would be just fine. Like, all right, better than nothing. I've been here for 40 freaking years. I'll take whatever. Right. Just give me someone to talk to. I need some company.
Yeah, that was interesting. I like that part of the movie. I mean, because it's like, yeah, because time is different as you move closer to the center of a black hole, which it's very interesting if you think about it in terms of like our galaxy. So let's assume that Heavenly Father lives at the center of our galaxy, near a black hole. So a day in God's time is 1,000 years in our time because we're further away from the black hole.
So God lives in the middle of a black hole.
Oh, Corey's
got near a black hole. Near a black hole.
That's where Kolob is.
Yeah, Kolob. Kolob is near a sun called Kolob. No, I'm just.
How long do you think this took me?
Oh my gosh, a long time, Matt.
Probably about 70, 80 hours.
I'm guessing more.
Wasn't that long.
No, it took him a while. He's like, I had just spent. He kept on saying, like, hi, like updating me. I just spent 6 hours. I just spent 8 hours. How long did you spend altogether?
It's about 20 hours.
Oh my gosh, Matt.
For
But it sounds fabulous. It sounds
okay.
awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. I do want a part 2 now, though, because I like want to know now what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I want to know.
we need a script.
I would love to see like how Everett finds out that Celeste and Corey are actually one.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Celeste and Corey are one for eternity. Like,
and I'll be like, and like Corey's voice will come out of Celeste and be like, I won. Celeste and I are together.
Corey's like, Everett, give us a kiss.
I don't think we are one. I think I'm a tree alien plant thing, but I don't know if you're still alive, Corey.
The whole tree thing is like all one organism, right? So you're all intertwined. It's like a series of like interconnecting roots.
Yeah, I think I splattered onto like Celeste on when she was blowing me up with her Gatling gun.
Was that when she was like busting in on her motorcycle?
I like that
part. Right. She blew me away with her motorcycle guns.
Yep.
I hadn't planned on doing a second part.
Oh man.
Matt's like, please don't make us do it.
It's like that's 20 more hours of my life. And like 500 attempts of trying to get Everett to follow through with everything he needs to do.
I think Matt could have a total following. He could be like a total like YouTube sensation if he would just be like, go onto Facebook, find random people, ask them if they would do a project with you, and just do these little shorts like that. I think that would be hilarious. And maybe even film them reading their parts and have like an after exercise that people can go back and read the people or see the people reading their stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I was going to put together a compilation of some of your attempts at reading lines and such.
Yeah.
A bloopers reel.
You know what? I think I wasn't wearing makeup or something, so maybe not. But it would have been cool.
Oh man. Well, if we can ever talk you into it, I'd love a second part, Matt. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But I think it would also be fun to get a couple other guests that might be willing, like maybe do like some sort of special contest to see who would like to be a part of Matt's story.
I know.
Like Matt,
I do that. I've done that on like singles Facebook groups. Like comment if you want to be a character in one of my stories, and then the first 5 people that do, I write some crazy story.
Oh yeah.
Try and do a writing sprint. I write as far as I can for like 2 hours, and then I present what I've done.
Another
I think you would be a YouTube sensation. Yeah. I mean, I think you would be like, I mean, you could, I think people would actually, you could go to Comic-Cons and people would want to come to your booth and sign, you know, get a signed copy of you. And I don't know, I think you could be a sensation. I think you would, I think it's fun. I think that these little shorts, you're bringing back like an old art craft from like the 50s and the 60s, you know, those little radios, those little radio programs for 30 minutes, you know.
That's exactly why I did it. Actually, I've never done this before. This is my very first one.
I know, first time, crazy.
Well, I think we need to polish it just a little more with a part 2.
That's right. That's right.
You know what? We could do an old timey commercial like Ovaltine or something.
Oh my gosh, Ovaltine.
That would be hilarious. Like right in the middle, like Matt reads the Ovaltine ad. While Everett drinks Ovaltine and he addresses Celeste.
I think what we should do is do a part 2, but incorporate like the other members of the other hosts from Flameless. So get like John and Terry and whoever, maybe even some of the guest hosts, you know, that we've had. Monica and everybody, Tara.
I could do another one. I think I would rather do one in a different genre.
Yeah.
Just for the exercise.
This worked well for Halloween. So this is perfect, like a Halloween kind of horror-ish story, sci-fi. I like the sci-fi, but I'm a sci-fi fan. So
hey, who you calling a horror? Horror's what?
For real. I am not a whore. That is very
horror. Horror.
Yeah, if we could, if you want to find people that actually want to participate, I'm really grateful that you guys actually wanted to participate, because I can't find anyone that actually
hello?
wants
What?
this sort of thing.
You've got 3 people right here that want to participate.
You know what? We'll just be
That's
your
just
regular
it.
actors. How about that? We'll just
Right.
play
We'll be your
cards.
weekly actors.
Here's the thing. Let me just put in a plug then for anybody that's watching this. If you're interested in doing something along these lines or being a part in one of these, let us know, any of us, or even post it in the comments below on this video, because this could be a lot of fun, especially through the LDS dating groups. So I think it would be fun to make like some little romance type things and just kind of a little fun thing for budding relationships, things like that. Put it out there. People might be a little, it would be a little awkward if it doesn't work out and they break up and then it's still sitting out there like, oh yeah, well, here's this romance story between you guys, but it'll live on forever on the internet. Enjoy.
So buyer beware.
Right.
If you do agree to come on.
Don't scare him off, Matt. Don't scare him off. We got it. We got him on the ropes.
After listening to that, they're like, dude, I want to participate. They're going to be like, I'm
It was
so much
fun.
better at acting.
I'll
Celeste,
be
so
honest,
I'm
it
gonna
was
do that.
fun. And it was even more fun to see the final product, but it was fun doing it. Like Matt and I sitting on a call and him coaching me through like how to, it was odd because I think what was weird is I caught myself like I was not really acting. Like in my brain, I'm like, okay, Corey, like, okay, act angry. And I'd be like, Everett, I'm really angry. And he's like, what the heck was that, Corey? He's like, angry. I'm like, oh, you mean like a really emotionally angry? I should be like, Everett, rah! And he's like, and I was overacting, and he's like, yeah, that's perfect.
And it sounded awesome. You guys both
So
sounded
in
awesome.
my head, I'm overacting, and like Matt's like, oh, that was perfect, man. Do it again.
Yeah. So it turns out acting is actually a discipline.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of practice. And it's not easy to get out of your head. Right, Celeste?
Yes, sir. That's exactly. I was like, this is not comfortable for me. I don't know about it, but next time I'll do so much better. You watch.
Yeah, like anything, you improve with practice. Hopefully I'll improve as a director and maybe as an editor and such.
I'm just telling you, I was serious. I know I just said this, but I was floored by that. That was fabulous. I was so surprised. As soon as it started, I was like, first of all, you're awesome at narrating. I was like, dang it. See, he knows what he's doing. But
He's the next Vincent Price. Like he's our generation of Vincent Price.
For real. I agree.
I want to hear you do
Thriller.
Thriller. I want you to do the voice of Thriller. That'd be awesome. Like Vincent Price.
Oh.
The Thriller.
You could do the
do the laugh and all that.
Yeah, but he's telling the story like when he's like, and there could be creatures that are going in the park, like I want him to do the whole like, Vincent Price. I think that'd be awesome.
I don't think I actually know what you're referring to.
You don't know?
Do you not know who Vincent Price is?
Well, I know who Vincent Price is, sure, but I don't know
Thriller from Michael Jackson.
Thriller?
Oh, well, yeah, the song, sure, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's in it at the end on the video.
Like at the beginning, there's kind of like a narrator that's like.
And at the
end. Really?
Yeah. You'll have to go back and watch the video again.
Well, it's Vincent Price. He's the narrator. Yeah.
And at the end, he does like the laugh. The Thriller laugh that everybody knows. That's Vincent.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
Just like that, huh?
Just exactly. like that was like, I know y'all thought you were hearing Vincent right there. It was me, just so you know. But
thank you for pointing that out. Very good.
Okay, so I found that video of Robin Williams doing Aladdin, and I guess what it is it's like a split screen, so they show him reading and then the video over here, but he's not watching it. It's just a thing. So
part of the art form in the booth.
Yeah, I just remember seeing that video, and for some reason I had thought he was watching it and doing it. I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem so bad. Yeah, man, those guys, some of those guys are really good. So
yeah,
and I'm just really bad. So you combine that.
No, you guys were good.
I don't know.
I was not good.
I think I take the prize for worst actor in that one.
No.
Well, there's not an actor alive that enjoys watching their own performance.
You will see. I will win that.
No,
I don't know.
No one likes it. Even I messed up several times during my read.
What?
I'm like, I don't want to redo it. Some of my enunciation was off.
I could tell a couple times when it's like, okay, be like super emotional, where I'm like, oh, Celeste, are you okay? I'm like, boy, he sounds like real concerned there. Hey, I just got run over by a Mack truck. Hey, Celeste, you okay?
just
give us some real emotion. Celeste, are you okay? Like the worst emotion ever.
Yeah, like Everett should have been like, Celeste, we're crying out loud. Overacting. You think you're not overacting, but you're actually acting when you're overacting.
I'm gonna have to overact next time then.
Indulge me for a minute. So that's Halloween. You got to hear the monologue.
Darkness falls across the land. Midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. But whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell.
Yeah, so
that could be you.
The laugh. Where's the laugh? That's the best part of all of it.
That's like the very end.
Gorilla.
Yeah, I think the laugh is at the end, right?
Yeah. When he turns, he's got his eyes, you know.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, I sounded just like that when I laughed. So
yeah, I think you could pull off the Vincent Price.
I did, definitely.
100%. So should we play it again?
You want to play it again and then like with commentary so are we just going to do live commentary throughout and just be like, oh, man, that was terrible. Okay.
Why not?
Oh
all right, here we go. One more reading on it.
I do have to point out that I think it's hilarious that you have him Googling things. Like, it's so funny that you put that in there and you have no clue that Everett Googles everything. So kind of funny.
I like Google.
He started the ship up by going, hey, Google, start ship.
Yeah, my phone kept going off. Every time you'd read the hey Google line, my phone's like, what? What do you want me to look up? I'm like, go away. Go back to sleep.
All right, let's do this again here.
I, the vicar, know many strange tales. I know the secret fears that lurk in the depths of men's hearts, the exquisite pains of unbridled appetites, the sordid thoughts that linger long into the night. Tonight, a tale of betrayal in the distant stars. Corey, Everett, and Celeste, the three-member crew of an ill-fated science expedition, have touched down on the planet Zeta Max 3 to study the local plant life. An altercation erupts when a heated conversation reveals Corey's secret carnal desire.
Oh, you shot me! Oh my gosh!
Right there.
Yeah, just like you were about to shoot me. How long have you been planning this? Getting me out in the middle of nowhere and putting a hole through my chest?
I sound really echoey right there.
How long? And wipe that stupid grin off your face, or I'll paint the plants with your brains next.
When did you figure it out?
What? You've been trying to drive a wedge between me and Celeste? You think I'm stupid or something?
I was starting to wonder. Not gonna lie.
I love
nice, Corey. We're all wondering the answer is yes, I am stupid.
Not lately, anyway.
I thought you were my friend.
And I thought you were a lousy shot. Or was this just lucky?
Everett covers his face with his hand. There have been little hints here and there. He had hoped that it would resolve itself, that his girlfriend, Celeste, would put an end to it, but instead, here he was, standing in an alien forest with his mortally wounded best friend.
Well, what now, buddy? You gonna off me and leave me to rot on this godforsaken mudball of a planet? And then run back to your goddess girlfriend and tell her what a big man you are, huh?
I am a goddess. That's true. Good
You're
job.
You're a traitor,
Matt.
Corey. I can't trust you anymore. I don't know what you tried to do if I dragged your butt back to the
Come
truck.
on, be a man for once. Honestly, I don't even know what she sees in you, you pathetic weak.
Taking forever to get Corey to be so
Everett
strenuous.
watches in horror as one of the alien plants suddenly attaches itself to Corey's exposed flesh.
I can't hear you
Thousands of
guys when you
tiny
talk.
spores
Like,
begin
I
tunneling
can
their
see
way
you're
into
talking,
his
but I can't
body.
hear you.
Can you hear me if I
Corey
talk?
thrashes about with a
Little bit.
wild, desperate look in his eye.
Kill me! It's inside me! I can feel it
Can we
crawling
turn
through
down
my
the audio
veins!
on
It's
the
inside
recording?
me! Do you hear me? Kill me! Do it! Do it!
I think I just have to turn mine down.
For a moment before
How's that?
Corey's frantic cries
And now we can't hear that.
Oh, really?
without further hesitation.
I think we have to turn our volume down on our own.
At his former friend and
Think so?
pulls the trigger. The top of Corey's
better?
head turns into a fine mist and his body relaxes.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Everett's hand trembles slightly as it returns his sidearm to his holster.
Just to be honest, I would not tremble if I shot Corey with my blaster.
Well,
My hand would be
Everett,
totally
what
steady.
will you do now?
Rock solid.
What
That's
will
right.
Celeste think of you when she learns that you killed the man she was going to leave you for?
I actually had the
Ooh.
most trouble
Perhaps
with
you
Everett's
should
audio.
just tell her that the plant.
Your audio had a lot of room echo
that
to
it
it for
was
some
all a
reason.
terrible accident.
You know, I'm wondering if I
She will act
didn't
shocked
have the
when
right
you tell
microphone
her.
plugged in at that time.
Perhaps she'll even cry a little.
I do a
Might cry
lot
You
of
might as
graphic
well get it
equalizing
over
though to
with.
try and get that room
The
tone out.
faster she gets over him, the faster she'll get back in love with you.
That's right. Get back
Hey,
in love with
Celeste.
me. Dump that Corey
Celeste, come in. Hey, are you out there? Can you hear me?
He's a disgusting plant. You don't want him.
Hey,
Right.
handsome. How's the exploratory expedition
Oh,
coming?
hey, handsome. It sounds like I just woke up.
I love the
Is it
how you
true?
made it like
Are
sound
you
like
and
it's
Corey
coming
going to
over.
get together and stab me in the
walk
back
like a
or
little
shoot me in the
intercom.
back?
I know, it's awesome.
What?
Yeah,
Everett,
that's just all
what are you
graphic
talking
equalizing.
about?
You and
Pretty
Corey.
easy to do, actually.
What, do you think I didn't know? You think I'm an idiot?
Well,
Look, you know him. The way he is.
Kinda, yeah, a little bit.
Trying to let
I
him
dot
If we're
Jen
being
Eric,
honest.
He's been getting more and more aggressive. as
or
of
I,
late.
whatever.
I was actually going to come talk to you about it after the mission was over.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, he's dead. He tried to draw on me and I shot him.
What
Shut
did
it.
you say?
You heard me. He's dead, Celeste. He's dead, and you and I need to talk.
that's right.
We're gonna have a
because
real
I'm
serious
pregnant.
talk about me
So
killing Corey.
now you've done it.
Golly gee
Everett.
willikers, I'm so
You've
upset.
confronted Celeste about her involvement
Stop
with Corey.
drawing on Corey.
You can't tell if she's being sincere or not,
Am I
but that
sincere?
doesn't matter at the
I'm
moment.
carrying Corey's
The
baby.
sounds of
Why
movement
did
in
you
the
kill him?
forest behind
You
you.
can't kill the
catches
baby,
your
Daddy. What are you
attention.
doing?
Everett,
Shh. I hear something. Now what?
I hear
Turn
something.
your gaze to see the shambling corpse of your
Never
now
mind, I'm
dead
better.
friend Corey. Vines have sprung from the stump of his missing arm and from the top of his head. His human arm reaches toward you, his fingers outstretched.
You need
Your
to speak closer to
waking
your mic, buddy.
nightmare starts now.
What in the hell?
This is what happens when Corey
Celeste,
doesn't shower.
we've got a problem.
I know we do.
I know we
We
do.
do need to talk.
No, not that. Corey's back. Or his body is anyways. I don't know. I don't know how.
What?
Yeah, it's jerking around like it's trying to learn how to walk again or something. He's like a
Purposely
demon
used that
straight
one.
out
I
of
love
hell.
that one so
I
much.
don't understand.
Yeah,
So
me
bad.
neither. But I'm going to put him or it down again.
No.
Everett fires
Leave
his
Corey
blaster
alone.
over and over again. The blaster bolts leave large holes in the monstrosity's body, but it does little to slow Corey's advance. The indicator on the side of Everett's weapon suddenly starts to blink.
When Corey's determined, there's no slowing him down.
Damn, overheated. Celeste, come in. If you can hear me, warm up the dropship engines. We're leaving now.
The sound of more vines erupting from the remains of Corey's dead flesh is enough to make Everett sick to his stomach. The shadows on the
Hard to
ground
find
tell
these sound
him
effects, by
that a
the way.
horrible
Love
plant
that.
zombie is getting closer.
Most of the time was spent just
Closer.
surfing that website trying to
Run,
find something like a
Everett.
pass.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
almost upon you. Run.
No.
See, now that
No.
you've got these MP3
No,
files,
no,
now you're already set.
no,
for it.
no.
Just saying.
You're meant to be a part two.
See, right about here, was it choppy when you guys heard it the first time too?
Yeah,
A
it
flood
was.
of laser fire suddenly fills the
choppy?
air all around them.
Can't hear it. It gets all kind of
Celeste, mounted
staticky.
on a heavily armored
Really?
motorcycle, comes roaring
Can't hear
at
that?
you. The cycle's
Didn't sound
twin Gatling
staticky on your end,
lasers
though.
dispense their deadly payload. She
No,
skates
not
to
really.
a stop as the last
That
vessel
Must
one
be
of
the,
her
second,
former
it
friend
seemed
and
kind of like it
crewmate
was cutting out.
dissolve into a smoldering pile of goo.
Oh, well, there is kind of a dust sound effect
Come on, get on,
happening
hurry.
underneath that.
Everett slides into the seat behind
It's
the
coming
beautiful
across
woman.
as
His hands
staticky,
still
is it?
tremble slightly as they wrap around
Okay.
her narrow waist.
We have to
She
look
revs the
Wrap
engine
around
as
her
all the
narrow
plant
waist.
life
my
around
narrow
them
I
waist.
like
starts
that.
to
Okay,
die.
wrong
I like that
person.
Everett didn't
No, I
make
didn't.
her
Disturbed
get the
soil
bag.
sprays all over the alien greenery
That's
as
right.
its viney tendrils reach
Let's
out
take
to
a heroin
her.
and all
They
this.
are
Head
safe
drive. Women get
for
the
now.
bag.
Why is Celeste a heroine when she's out
That
cheating
was
on me?
Corey.
That's what I
What
want.
was left of him anyway.
Yes, I wanted to do heroin. I've got a gun. I've got me like
Celeste is
A
a
large
strong,
flower with a
independent
great
woman, and she
toothy
can go out with
maw
whoever she
rises
wants.
out of the
Everett.
dirt in front of the
That's
fleeing
right.
pair. Celeste
it
sets
was
her
only us
jaw
three out on
and
the
engages the
on
armored
the planet
cycle's
anyway. I
Gatling
only have
lasers
two
once
from-
again.
Not today, monster.
I love that. Not today, monster.
I'm all not
Celeste
today,
smiles as part of the plant
monster.
monster turns to a fine green mist before her eyes.
It was almost like a
She
valley
feels
girl
Everett's
with
I
breath
know.
tighten around her
Oh,
midriff.
My
like
80s.
Gaggy
That's
with
my
the
girl.
spoon, monster.
Well done, Everett.
So good.
You can
Thank
feel
you.
your connection with Celeste strengthening as you survive each
That
of these
motorcycle
dangerous
sound was
little
actually
encounters
a
together.
sports car sound that I just
Soon
pitched
she will have
upward,
forgotten all about your
hoping
former
it
best
passed as a
friend.
motorbike.
You've got her all to yourself again.
Just
That is
like that,
until
we
a
forget all
small
about
orb has
Corey.
lobbed your way
It's
from
just
the
that
forest
easy.
around you. It explodes on the ground directly in
to
front of you,
believe
sending
Corey's
both you and
grubby
Celeste
paws roll
sprawling
over
on the
the
ground.
We
You guys
can't hear
recognize
gotta
that
be
sound?
closer to your mic.
Okay.
Everett is slow to
That
recover.
sound?
He groans
Yeah,
and
it's
reaches
called
that
for
was a
Celeste
Star
to
Wars
help him
scream.
back
That
to
was
the
a
Hear
Star
it
Wars
everywhere.
Oh, put
It's
on
called a
your
what?
big boy panties.
Wilhelm
Look sharp,
scream.
This planet is
Yeah,
trying to
Wilhelm
kill us.
scream.
I'm good.
You
I'm
just,
good.
just
Let's
Google
go.
Wilhelm scream.
Another
You'll
100
see
yards.
just like
Another 100 yards. and we're
so
safe.
many movies use
Look
that
out.
one sound.
Another
effect.
orb is lobbed
It's kind
from
of
the
an
alien
inside joke
forest.
with audio
It
edits.
lands behind them and explodes just as the pair are able to run out of the blast radius.
This place sucks.
Just run.
Another man-eating flower explodes out of the ground in front of
That's
them.
when I told Celeste
The
to do
pair draw
grappling.
their blasters in unison and begin blowing holes in the fiendish fauna. It sags back to the ground as its life force drains away.
Incoming! Move, Everett!
Yet another orb lands at the pair's
Kind of
feet.
a
Celeste
neck,
shoves
huh?
Everett to the side, but is caught in the blast before she can escape. Her body is flung through the air and lands in the
Might not
spiky
be the
remains of
sharpest
the
tool
now
in the shed,
dead
but
man.
I would like to point out that I am the only one that
Her face is a
survived
mask of
this.
pain
Thank
as
you
she
very much.
plucks the
That's
thorns
true.
from her
You are the
arms
only
and
one survived
legs.
as of yet.
Celeste,
Chapter 2.
are you okay?
Well, Everett, that's because
I
the
think
plants
so.
go after brains.
It just burns a little.
Oh, ooh.
Come on.
Oh,
Bring with the
Medic,
come
get you
back.
over, we get back to the ship. Hurry.
Everett's
Hurry!
lungs burn as he charges forward, sprinting to reach the dropship before more of the planet's fauna tries to end him. Finally reaching the ship's exterior entrance, he manages to punch in his access code. The heavy metal doors slide open.
could not find a good sound effect for that.
We made it, Celeste.
He looks over his shoulder, expecting to see his girlfriend smiling at him. The look on her face validating that he is the one true love of her life. Instead, however, he turns to see Celeste lying face down in the dirt some 20 yards behind him.
Little dirt nap.
Celeste.
Hey, that.
Here, it's good for the skin.
What are you going to do, Everett? You were so sure you had beaten this
Watch a
planet.
movie, kick
You
back,
were so
relax, fall
sure
asleep
that
on
you
the couch.
and Celeste
Gonna
were
fall
safe
asleep.
now.
Make it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Celeste!
Going to Disneyland.
Everett sprints to Celeste's side and lifts her into his arms with a grunt. She's heavier than he remembers.
Matt, that was
It
so
must
nice.
be her environment.
It's all those
He
buckets
stumbles
and
back
nice.
toward the dropship,
It's the
his heart
spores!
feeling as though it's about to burst out of his chest.
Two cinnamon rolls on my
They make
part.
it to the door. It slides closed behind them.
You're eating bonbons on the ship
Soft
as the boys
scratching
were out.
sounds
Of
come
course
through
I
the metal
am.
as the evil plants begin assaulting their refuge.
Okay, we're all right now. We're okay. Hey, Google.
Yes, Captain.
Emergency launch.
Oh, there goes my phone.
Override. Bravo. Oscar. Bravo. Sierra.
probably
Execute.
shouldn't have used
Acknowledged.
Google, but
The
I
ship's
did,
engines
so,
hum, then
yeah.
roar to
Perfect.
life.
It was perfect. That is
Everett
exactly what
stumbles
Everett
into the
Googles everything.
lift, Celeste still hanging limp in his arms. The pair are quickly whisked to the ship's primary deck. A small enclosed medical bay sits off to the side. The doors open as they approach. Everett gently places Celeste onto the examining table.
Okay, let's
Here we
be
go.
honest.
Here
She
we
was
go.
heavier than I thought.
Hey,
I'd
Google.
be plunking her down pretty
Yes,
hard.
Captain.
Dude, this
Activate virtual
I can't
medic.
carry this
Full
anymore.
scan and automatic tissue repair. Execute.
Acknowledged.
A red light from above reminds Everett that he must step out of the enclosure before the automated scans can commence. The doors seals themselves behind him as he steps back onto the primary deck. The medical bay is bathed in green light now as medical arms begin scanning Celeste's near-dead body.
Come on, baby, fight. Live. You can do this.
Luckily, there are a lot of side
Unknown
sounds
matter
on
Do
detected.
this. Oh, it
Additional
sounds so terrible
diagnosis
when I hear
required.
What?
it. Worst acting.
What does that
ever.
even mean?
Disinfecting local area. Please stand by.
The medical chamber begins to fill with a thick chemical spray. Celeste's body quickly disappears from
after
view.
using the toilet.
Right.
What's happening in there?
Error.
Hey Matt,
Error.
you should have just
Error.
kept playing. Like,
Unknown
what does
matter
that mean?
detected. Additional diagnosis required. Error.
What does that mean?
Error.
Something moves in the mist. Is it Celeste? Or is it
What does it
something
mean?
else?
Error. Error.
The computer is suddenly cut off. Something has just accessed the manual override.
It's Celeste.
What does that mean?
It's a mix of Corey and
Honey, is
Celeste.
that you?
Correct.
No one
Right.
responds, Everett. Did you rescue her in time? Or is this simply your final failure?
Celeste.
My final
The
failure
door of
is
the
that
medical
like
chamber
all I
suddenly
do is
slides
fail.
open. Chemical fog comes billowing out, followed by a familiar-looking
Everett
blonde
Pitt,
woman
man, he's kind of
wrapped
a
in a
douche.
brilliant white robe.
I do like my brilliant white
Celeste.
robe.
Ah, baby, I was so scared. Look, I thought I lost you. I thought I was all alone again.
Would have been a little more.
I
little
am so sorry
scandalous
for
if
what I
was
said
in a white.
earlier. I don't know what happened between you and Corey.
And that's
And
when
honestly,
Celeste
I don't
goes,
care.
I am pregnant.
Whatever
with Corey's
transpired,
baby.
we can
Well,
work through it together.
Guess you're staying
All
here
right,
on the planet
baby?
by yourself, baby. I'm
We'll
out.
do it together.
Of course we will, darling. We've left that awful prison of a planet now. We're free.
Yeah.
Did
We're
you hear
free.
that? We're free,
Sure.
not you, Everett.
That's right.
Right.
The couple stands
Corey
together,
and
embracing
free.
as the ship's
That's
engines
right.
continue
our
to
babies.
roar. The vessel manages
Our
to reach
spore
escape
baby.
velocity, and soon the planet begins to slowly shrink behind them.
Oh no.
In a few
Baby's
hours,
gonna come out
they
looking
will
like one of
dock
those
with
things
the
from Little
primary
Shop of
science vessel and rejoin the main fleet.
Yeah, he's
The
gonna come
last
out and be all
surviving
jazzy. He's gonna
vestiges
sing
of the
blues.
once proud human race. Perhaps the data salvaged from the disaster on Zeta Max 3 will aid in our efforts to find and colonize a new planet.
I honestly can't stand the
Or
sound of my
perhaps
voice.
Oh my gosh.
I think you sound
fabulous,
great.
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you should be our generation's Vincent Price.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Okay, this is how I rank it. Matt first,
Betrayal
Corey and
at Zeta
Celeste
Max
tied
3,
second,
starring
me,
Corey
and
Hubbert,
third.
Celeste Miller, and
Okay.
Everett
We are going
Ulbricht.
to be honest here,
Written,
and I
recorded,
suck.
directed,
That's all
edited,
there's
and
to it.
narrated by Matt Viklund.
I take the
Music
last
taken
three.
from the YouTube free audio library.
No, that's not.
Sound effects
I
from
just love that
freesound.org.
Everett
did
just
very
asks
well.
The Google AI
What
voice
is
was
that?
generated
First
from
I
text
don't
to speech
understand.
at ttsmp3.com.
We gotta count how many times Everett
This
says
has been a
that.
Matt Viklund production. Copyright 2021.
So this is
Les is
actually
like, what
on
are you
YouTube.
talking about? He's like, you're with Corey, and she's like, what?
I serious. I take the cake on like worst acting.
You know what I think we need to do? I think we need to have like another one for the Christmas broadcast. Even though Christmas is on like Saturday this year. I mean, having it the day after Christmas is going to be really tough to do a podcast. I think we need to have another reading.
I think we
Matt's
should.
like, what? 2 months?
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Okay, so you're on YouTube with this. That's cool.
Yeah,
so we
so if
can
you go
share
to
that
my,
link and people can, listen to us over and over again if they really want to.
yeah, it's on my my WordPress site. Just click on Betrayal, and it's at the bottom of the actual short story.
That is so cool.
It's on,
That's
Look
cool.
at us.
it's on
Look at us being all famous on YouTube with Matt.
Corey's constipated looking face and like.
Okay,
big
I am
stand.
wearing zero
Told you,
makeup
I
in
got a
that
plant
photo.
coming out of my
I'm like-
butt. What would you look like?
I look like I'm
It's
10.
true.
I have no
That's
makeup
true.
on.
You gave me that photo, Celeste.
Well, you said I need something looking pensive or something. I'm like, well, I'm sitting here by the lake. You want this one? I just took a photo. All right, there you go. Works.
Oh man.
You guys can take photos and send them to me next time when I create the poster for it or whatever, for
No, I think
whatever
that's
project we do next.
I think you did a great job with that poster.
Yeah, fantastic, Matt. Good job.
Very good.
Yes,
That was
good
awesome.
job.
Thanks, guys. It's nice to
That
be
was
appreciated.
great. Writer, director, voice actor,
All the talents
narrator,
that Matt has. Okay, ladies.
and vicar.
Available.
Apparently.
And what?
And vicar, apparently.
That's right.
As he
I had a roommate
said
that
at
used to
the
call me that. Yo, Vicar. So I'm like, that sounds like kind of a good voiceover name, maybe. Kind of like the Shadow and the Whistler. I'm the Vicar.
end. That's what the Pope calls himself, is the Vicar of Christ.
Right.
Does he?
So,
Yeah.
Oh, spelled differently. I'm a Vikker, not Vicer.
oh, you know,
or
whoa,
however you spell it.
whoa. Gotta get a little more fancy with it, like Viklund Vicar.
Vicar. That's right.
Well, awesome, man. So now what? What are your next thoughts on this? Where do you go from here, Matt?
What? I don't know.
What?
You got ideas for another story? I mean, what do you want to do next? What do you
creatively with you guys?
either with us or somebody else? I mean, do you want us to try and find people who would be good for
Sure.
one of your
Anyone
shows?
who wants to play.
You want to do
Just
more of
hop
these?
on a
Do one
Zoom
for us.
call after I write something, and I'll do a different genre next time. We've kind of done horror sci-fi now,
Okay.
so some
What-
other genre.
What genre are you interested in next? What suits your
All of
fancy?
them. I write every genre.
Oh,
He's actually writing a book, just so y'all know.
all right.
I've written several.
I know, but I know you're currently writing one, right? In the process of.
I've got 2 whips, works in progress at the moment.
Wow.
I haven't done anything on them for months and months because my new job where I'm working 1 to 10 p.m. is kind of sucking the life out of me.
Yeah, that's no
Service desk is it's a little rough, but it's all good. I definitely need to have more creative outlets that helps me stay balanced in my life.
I hear you. Well, this was fantastic. I would love to do another one again. I will volunteer myself for another bad acting meeting at some point if you're interested.
For sure, absolutely.
Great.
You're all welcome to play again.
Yeah,
As well
I'm
as
in.
anybody else who wants
I will be better.
to come in.
So you don't want to voice act, right? You want to be the narrator in these. That's where you like to kind of have your role. Or would you rather have a role in that and have somebody else be the narrator, switch it around a little
Well, narration is voice acting.
bit? Whoa, excuse me. Okay. But you know what I mean? Would you rather have a main role and then like somebody else do the narration or what?
You know, I'm open to anything, honestly.
Well, you put it
Right.
together. This was your baby. I mean, for those who don't know,
Yeah.
like you came to us like, hey, I got this idea. Are you guys game? And we're like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. So this was like your creative idea. This is all you. This is you putting it together and us just showing up and like at least one of us, myself, doing lazy readings, trying to like pretend like we're voice acting. So this
Well,
was
first-
you. This is all your brainchild, which I thought was fantastic.
First, he
Yeah.
wrote a short story with us.
Yep.
And then it was fabulous. So then we turned it into this little radio edit, which is amazing. So, Matt, I am definitely going to join in the next one. I will do better at my acting.
do the
I'll
next
practice.
one. I'll do the next one. I just sent you a photo that you can use for the updated, less constipated Corey.
I like the concept. It works in this one because you're kind of looking at me like, You're like a freaking jerk, and I look all like ticked off. Like,
this is because he asked me to send over photos of you guys not smiling. So I had to go on your Facebook and find photos of you two not smiling. And that's what I found. So that's
actually Celeste's fault.
What?
It's Celeste was like, there's a perfect picture of Corey. Like, it's like he's pooping.
I'm just saying we had to be serious. We were being attacked by a planet. So
that's true.
And I had to not wear makeup because I was surprised I had to come out of my little ship. I wasn't expecting to have to come out of the ship. So,
this picture over looks like this is more like a Starship Enterprise captain look or something like that.
That's a better picture right there, right? That's better than constipated Corey.
That's a more that one's like a controlled constipation. You're like, I got this.
I will ask you guys to send me photos next time.
No, I think it looks perfect. I thought that.
I liked it. I mean, it's all right. I think that you did great with it. And
no, you did an awesome job. There's no complaints.
I like to be surprised a little bit too. I'm honestly extremely surprised at how well the sound effects. I didn't expect any of that. Like, I just thought it'd be just a straight reading, and man, you really put together something awesome. So
I wanted to do something that was reminiscent of old time radio dramas.
And that's you did awesome. That?
Yeah. Well, I think you can bring it back, Matt. I think you really can bring it back on YouTube.
You got a talent, man. A really good talent for that.
You'd be surprised how many people are going to like it. They'll like that kind of stuff because people are into podcasts. I know guys that download podcasts and put their earbuds in and go for runs listening to podcasts. So I think the days of like audio listening is back.
Yeah.
So there is a channel on YouTube. I'll kind of put it in the chat because I don't want to like promote it for those people watching it. But basically all they do is they go through like you do and narrate a story, and they just show kind of pictures of the story. And it's basically like true crime or whatever. Some of it's just kind of weird, supernatural, spooky stuff or what have you. But I mean, they get like millions and millions of views. And when you got that many views off somebody reading like you were doing, because people just eat that stuff up. And then, man, you just rake in the dough off something like that.
There you go. You found your niche, Matt. This is for
there you go. Dump your 1 to 10 job and like get your YouTube channel up and going. I watched a video of a guy who he put together a YouTube channel. He said his first year, he worked his butt off and he made about $40,000. Second year, kind of the same thing. And he made about 400,000, I think. But by his third year, he was making over $1 million a year. And he's like, and it's just, now it's rolling.
Oh, so, wow. It's crazy. Yeah.
It takes a lot of discipline.
Making which you could do, man.
Easy. But look, you've got the talent. You've already shown it. I mean,
yeah. And I think it gets easier.
And you enjoy it.
I think it gets easier over time. Once you get your favorite library of sound effects, it'll just be drag and drop. It'll be a little easier.
Yeah. And that was that's your first attempt. I mean, holy smokes. Like that was just.
You think most of your time was going out and finding the audio files is probably the bulk of your time.
Yeah, that took a long time.
But did you keep the audio files that you downloaded from this one? So do you have them stored in a folder? Or do you already just delete them? Like, okay, I'm done with that project.
No, I haven't deleted any of the source files. Or
you should reuse them for other types of, think of old timey radio. They didn't have libraries of audio files to download. I mean, they had to like make them up inside the studio and then reuse them over and over.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy audio effects on reels back then.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. I just put the link to that YouTube channel in there. I enjoy listening to their stuff. I'll like sometimes if I'm laying in bed trying to sleep and I'm like, okay, I can't go to sleep. Then I'll put this on and like 2 seconds later I'm asleep. But then I need to make sure that my phone like doesn't go to the next video automatically, or else if my phone just keeps playing all night. I'm like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. So anyways, check them out and just you kind of get the idea of somebody narrating it. Same thing with these podcasts, man. People just narrate true crime stories on there and just tell the story in a good voice and people love it. So I think
how do they get around copyright with that?
What's that?
How do they get around copyright
for telling a true crime story?
Yeah. This is just publicly accessible.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's true
Articles
crime, I
about
mean,
it?
it's probably in the news, right?
Yeah, you could do true crime stories. Just talk about stuff. So
Yeah.
But he's got a fabulous mind. Like he could just make up stuff. Like he's good at that type of stuff. So
Make some stuff up.
Very, very talented.
creative. Make it up.
That's right.
Well, thank you all for putting up with me.
Putting up with you. This was great.
And,
Yeah.
playing
Thank
along,
you for
helping
putting
me
this
do
together.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
And
Anybody
for
thinking-
Halloween too, right? We all, I hope the audience out there finds this fun.
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, they will. They'll love this. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of feedback on this puppy. So
Yeah. Hit us up if you would like to
I'm
be a
just
part of one of
glad.
these. Let us know. Or let Matt know directly. Either way, I mean, this was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I think everybody
Yeah.
would have a blast. So
Yeah, I think I'm glad this didn't air before the bash, because Everett didn't show up to the bash, and then Celeste and I are hanging out as the co-hosts, and everybody going, a little bit of
like Matt knew the inside
I
scoop.
wonder if Matt was like reading into something there.
Well, you never know.
True.
yeah. Well, it's not that I didn't just not show up, like I just flaked on it. That was like my birthday weekend with my kids. Like
Oh,
worst
I know,
weekend
just giving
ever.
a hard time.
That's all right. I
It's
just
funny
do it
because
every time.
Celeste is like all bunking in the dorms, and they're like, "Where's Everett? Oh, he's got his weekend," and then there's Corey hanging out by the fire with all the other crowd. They're like, "What's Corey doing over there?"
I could see people trying to make something out of that. Oh yeah. for
Oh, they
sure.
would now. I think now that they've seen this, they're like, I must think about this a little bit more. People love conspiracies. They love
Oh yeah.
love
Like, what did Matt
triangles.
know from the inside scoop? Matt must have been like coming up with something to come
That's
up
like,
with that
well,
love
during my
triangle.
interview, I sensed something between the three of them.
No,
But-
nothing like that.
No, Matt, you got to say it with your classic voice, like during the interview. Then something amongst the three of them.
Stop trying to get me in trouble.
You know what I think it is?
Oh,
I was thinking, talking about like the echoing on my microphone. So I have this microphone here, but it's USB and it plugs in the front of my computer. So sometimes when I need to use that USB port, I'll unplug the mic and put in like a thumb drive or whatever. If I don't remember to plug this back in, then you get the microphone on the camera, which sounds super echoey. So I bet you I didn't even have this guy plugged in. And the whole time I'm sitting here like talking into it, but it's like using that microphone. So that's probably why it sounds so crappy.
well, the next time around, double check.
Yeah, now you know.
Now you know.
Give me another shot, Matt. I'll get it right. I promise.
I know he's probably gonna like fire me. He's gonna-
I'll kill Corey good, I promise.
You
Weird
tried real hard,
group.
Celeste, but you're just not up to par here. You need
No, you got to do a total alien birth scene, like like Everett's all, "I'm so proud Celeste is giving birth to my son." Like leaves and like twigs
I know.
coming out of her.
that wouldn't feel very good. I don't know.
Comes
about
out. I'm like,
Like
this,
you'd be like, Everett's like, "What is happening?" It's like
this looks a lot like
coming
Corey.
out.
Celeste is like, let's name him Corey. I'm like, wait a
Corey
minute
Jr.
here. Something's a little fishy.
It's actually a girl, and her name's Corina.
Oh,
So-
yes.
Right.
We'll call him.
Celeste,
We'll
I
call
need you
her
to concentrate.
Corette.
Oh, I
Remember
got the
what it was like
idea.
to give birth to the twins.
I-
You're back in
oh,
the
well.
hospital now. Now scream, scream, Celeste, scream.
Ah!
You would
Well, it'd be
think,
funny if
but
we could do the Christmas special and Celeste could give birth to a Christmas tree. Well, because it's a plant, like you're half a plant, right? So, Christmas
Okay.
tree,
I
I
was
think
trying
we're
to figure that one
winding
out.
down
I'm
here.
like
like,
a holiday special.
gotcha.
Everyone can show up with like little presents for the new kid or something. They're just a bunch of ornaments. Start hanging them on the kid.
then one guy brings a bag of fertilizer.
Right.
Hey, you gotta feed the kid.
Start pouring water over its head.
Oh my god.
Are you trying to baptize it or like water it? I'm not sure.
Happy Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up here. And this was our special for everybody who just tuned in and got a chance to watch just this reading that we did with the very talented and wonderful Matt Viklund, who put all of this together for us and gave us all a special Halloween treat. So I hope everybody has a happy Halloween, and I hope everybody enjoys this. Yes. Any last words, Matt, before we say goodnight to everybody?
Oh, you got to say it like Vincent Price. Come on.
Yep. Come on. Come with a good farewell. Even do the Vincent laugh if you need to.
Ooh, yeah. Let's hear your Vincent laugh.
Putting me on the spot.
Yes, we are.
Oh, that's what actors have to be ready
That's right. This is improv right now.
Ready for the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this evening. Try not to let the bed bugs bite.
I love it.
Very good. Yes.
That was fabulous. Oh my gosh. Great. Matt, you've got some massive talent, buddy. For real.
Mad skills. Yep.
Anybody that watches this that wants to do a part of one of these things or be a part of it, let us know. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We're going to be doing some more of these, I have a feeling, as long as Matt's willing.
Yes.
Wait till you get my bill.
I know. I'm like, we might have to start like doing a GoFundMe. GoFundMe for our next radio edit.
I don't know.
You send the bill to Corey. What's your address again?
I know, right? Hey, Corey actually has some spare cash nowadays, so he's the one that gets all the bills now.
Oh, that's right. My ex is married now, so
he's rolling in the dough
all
now.
the ladies would come knocking on Corey's door like, oh, I hear you making more money nowadays.
Hey, my daughter did say you are her sugar daddy, so
that's true.
You can't be picking up other sugar daddies if you're her sugar daddy.
Well, I told her I can't share her, so she was telling me that her boyfriend was not happy with me being her sugar daddy. So I was like,
Well, she's gonna have to choose. I did inform her that her sugar daddy's even more rich, so she's excited about that.
Yeah, she's sitting there going, young and handsome or old and rich.
Cut the recording. Cut the recording.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, we will stop the recording now and wish everyone a very happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Halloween.